Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I've got another Transformers the Movie reissue, exclusive from Big W. I think in America it was in Walmart. I nearly didn't get this. I saw this Hot Rod, Thundercracker, and Starscream had been released, but at Big W we only had Starscream, Thundercracker, and Hound. And Hound just didn't seem to add anything. Like, he wasn't one of the figures that I thought of that, you know, I wanted a different colour of when I watched the cartoon. Like Starscream, which I got, he had the lighter blue, and Thundercracker was lighter blue. So I got them, and I didn't get Hound. And then I kind of regretted it. But at that point, it would have cost me more with postage and going out just for one thing. Felt like a bit much, and I was just umming and ahhing. And then, because I didn't have Hot Rod, then they got Hot Rod. So I'm like, okay, ordered them both, and now I finally get to open them. Because the reason I didn't get this one originally was in the photos, it looks like his legs are grey, and it just looks like they've replaced the chrome parts with grey, which I don't like. And the green is lighter, and I didn't really notice any difference. That's basically what it comes down to. But what I realised from some better pictures is these parts are actually a light green, like it was in the cartoon, which I did notice that his legs were green, whereas the actual toy was chrome. So I feel like I'm getting something from it. And this is a almost all plastic-free packaging. I should have shown the back first, actually. Showed a little bit. But yeah, so it's just a picture of him in both forms, and a tiny, tiny little write-up about the film, but the rest is all in different languages, and the statistics or whatever are, you know, very small, and the rest are all in other languages. Okay, so there's the instructions. These are the most disappointing part, because I didn't try and recreate the actual the original ones, because the original ones had the original artwork and photographs of the toys when they transformed. So it would have been nice if they tried to recreate that sort of thing, even if they had the current artwork, you know, as the front. At least pictures, the line drawings, always find them looking cheap. So yeah, blah, whatever. Okay, so cut him out because he's not in plastic or plastic wrapped wire, like a paper sort of string. Okay, so there he is. He's much lighter, a fair bit lighter green, and instead of stickers he's got painted on detail, and his motor and his legs underneath are a light green, just like I noticed they were in the cartoon. The only thing I find odd is the cartoon he did actually have green legs, which I didn't notice. The toy has black legs, and then green feet. He had green legs, but he had a little black section on the top, so that should be black. I'm sure that should be black. But, yep. So, yeah, so that's just grey plastic, grey plastic, grey plastic, when the original was chrome, which I didn't like, because I just thought they were taking a step down. But when I saw the green, and I'm like, oh, that's right, the cartoon actually wasn't grey, it was green. So, I don't know, Hound's one of my favourites. I don't know why. I think because he was the only Jeep. Okay, so transform him. It's funny, that one is always tight on all of them. The original one I had, a later one I got from someone else, and now this version, that side leg is always tighter. Where's everything in the shot? Yeah, so his arms are black and green like the cartoon, and his legs are green, and he's got the same detail. I don't know, I like him. I'm glad I got him. I procrastinated for ages. I nearly didn't get him. Glad I did. Now, let's look at... Now, I don't understand why they use sticky tape to hold these in. Basically, the accessories wrapped in paper, and then they tape them. So, like, why don't you just get a little envelope, paper envelope, put them in that, and just sit it in there. All this wrapping and tape, because it's supposed to be not used in plastic. Okay, so we have his accessories, have that cannon, which of course is grey and green, mostly green. His gun, mostly, you know, grey. Yep, basically what you'd expect. That was the first thing I lost on the original. But yep, so at least it's got the right torpedoes. The reissued one that I got, the KO one, had, I think, sludges or snarls torpedoes. They were nice and chrome, but they were the wrong ones. So yeah, there he is. Hound, the Transformers the movie animated coloured version of the original G1 Transformer. Just want to do a couple of comparisons, like the new box with the original box. And of course, the new figure with a reissue of the old figure. And yeah, I really like the cartoon coloured Hound. I mean, how cute is he with his little green face and blue eyes, just like in the cartoon? It's actually really good. I actually didn't think it was that different when I was looking at it, but now I see the two together. They are quite different, and I'm noticing now the differences between the original toy and the his gun is so loose. The original toy and his cartoon version. Now, so far as accessories, there is an issue in that the torpedoes have a round end and the launcher has a square end, so you can't actually put the torpedoes in. So I'm having torpedo trouble with both of them because this one came with someone else's torpedoes, and this is one of the original ones I've got in there. That's why it's basically a sort of creamy yellow colour, because that's the plastic, all the chromes come off. And I had bad luck with the launcher as well. This is the new launcher, and it looks the same as the old launcher, which was bought off someone else's vintage. It was all worn. I have no idea what they've done, but accessories, not so good. Now the new accessories are fine, except, I mean, when you compare like the chrome with the grey, I mean, I know which I would prefer. Even if they just made it in a silver metal or painted it silver, would be better than grey plastic. I know technically in the cartoon it was grey, but that's just because they couldn't, you know, animate in silver. So yeah, I think that's a bit cheap. They should have done it in like a metal finish or something. And something else I noticed, just an odd little thing, the little fuel tanks, they face opposite directions. That's about it. And disappointed the wheel doesn't have a star on it, and there's no sticker to put on there like the original. But aside from that, I'm very happy to have the animated cartoon colour accurate Transformers the movie remake. I don't know why they just don't call it the animated one, because he's exactly the same in the movie as he appeared in the cartoon. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye. Just wanted to do a little comparison between the original instructions and the reprinted ones. They're very accurate. So overall, the quality is good, but yeah, there's been a little issue with each of them, like the wrong accessories. Well, I worked out who the torpedoes belong to. They're sludges. Great.